And we are live. Welcome, everybody. My name's Paul D'Souza. I'm here with a few guests, and this is our Wednesday night business presentation. If this is the first time that you are watching us or viewing this business presentation, a very warm welcome to you. If you're watching this for a second time, welcome back. Let us know in the comments where you're from, where you're watching from. We'd really love to know where in the world you are, and if you're watching on replay or watching live. So let us know. We see the comments coming in. Nigel Williamson, all the way from Sweden. Very warm welcome to you. Right, guys, we're going to get straight into it. Everybody knows my good friend and partner, Mr. Justin Clark, the inventor of the micro profit system. I'm going to hand over to him really quickly and let him take it away. Justin.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, this is wild. We've got people tuning in here from coming all the way from England, Sweden, Texas. It is late in those parts of the world, except for Texas. So, it's awesome to have you all out here tonight and sharing your excitement and your enthusiasm and tuning in to learn about what we're doing at Icoinpro. As Paul mentioned, my name is Justin Clark. For those who don't know me, I have been in the affiliate marketing and network marketing space since I was in my 20s. And if you take a look at me, you can probably tell I'm not in my 20s anymore. Okay. In fact, I'm a couple of decades past that now. But I've had a lot of success in this industry. I've been full-time now for over 20 years, getting closer to almost 30 years now. My largest success in network marketing, I built a team to over 20,000 members in the space of about 11 months with one company. And, I love network marketing because when I got into it, when I was my bright-eyed, starry-eyed 20-year-old self, I wanted to help people change their lives, right? Like wanted to set them financially free. And unfortunately, the longer I spent time in that industry, the more I just saw that things were kind of wrong. And I saw like the prices of the products going up and getting more and more expensive. I saw those auto ship requirements getting ridiculous and more outrageous. And I just started to lose my enthusiasm for that industry. So fortunately, around that time, I got into affiliate marketing in 2007. And I went on to make an absolute killing for a number of years in affiliate marketing. But like any other online activity, it had its ups and downs. I saw where I would have incomes of tens of thousands of dollars a month in affiliate marketing disappear with one email or phone call. Okay. I see Robert laughing over there. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. You spend all this time crafting a campaign, putting together sites, putting together ad copy. You get it absolutely cranking, and then Proactive sends you a message. Hey, we're not doing this offer anymore. You're like, oh my gosh, and that was also a real challenge. So my heart kept bringing me back to what I wanted to do, which was help people and change their lives. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do it. So in 2013, I started getting back into network marketing. All right. I wanted to see kind of what was going on in the landscape. I built some great teams, had that one run to over 20,000 members in a very short period of time. But I also watched that fall apart. And I'm like, gosh, what is going on in network marketing? Now we see more and more companies just not being network marketing companies all of a sudden and deciding to become other types of companies. So I attended a huge conference for network marketing. All right. And I saw a panel that was on the stage, and they were talking about the challenges they were having with eBay, Amazon, and them having other affiliates selling their products there, undercutting their prices, knockoff products when something got successful at a company, charging less and having better reviews. And they were up in arms. They wanted to write to those companies and contact them and get eBay and Amazon to do something about it, which of course that they didn't. Okay. That's eBay and Amazon don't care. They're not going to listen. Okay. So I realized that more and more of these companies that had these overpriced products that couldn't compete in the current online marketplace were going to struggle. All right. And keep having trouble. So that led me to a point where it's like, well, I think I'm just looking for the holy grail here. Like what can I do in online marketing, all right, that is totally 100% in my control, all right, where I can make money on demand and I'm not reliant on a company or overpriced products or somebody's offer. Well, fortunately, a good friend of mine, this gentleman up there in the top right corner, Paul D'Souza, he started telling me about this thing called Bitcoin. Okay. And he started, man, I'll tell you what, if I don't know if anybody else was this way when they were introduced to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but when he first started telling me about it, I thought he was crazy. I'm like, Paul, what are you talking about? What are you buying? Bags of air? I mean, digital air? I mean, what is this that we're buying here with all this money? And it took a little while, and he kept saying, no, man, this is the future. And eventually it sunk into my thick head. And I started to really understand it and get it in about 2017. And I fell in love with the idea of trading them and becoming a day trader. And I saw a vehicle where if we could just figure it out, right, we could be able to do this and make, print money on demand and also be really in control of that skill. All right. So I'm so grateful to Paul for introducing me to crypto. And so what's, I think, so unique about what we have now with the micro profit system and Icoinpro is that there's really nothing else, I think, that's ever existed like what we're teaching people and enabling to do. And I want you to write this down because I think this is important. If you take anything away from this tonight, I want you to take this with you. Once you learn this system and start using it, you're going to have a skill to generate income on demand that no one can ever take away from you, period. And more importantly, no one can ever put this product on eBay and Amazon, okay? And I firmly believe that our product addresses one of the most major downfalls of all network marketing companies. And that's the fact that in most companies, people are spending way more than they're making, okay? They're spending $100, $200 a month on an auto ship for products that are overpriced, all right? And they're not making anywhere near that. And what happens when the budget gets tight? Like now, okay? The first thing they do is cancel that auto ship. And that's a major problem that all network marketing companies face. And it causes attrition and the revolving door that people have seen. Well, with our system, you can master a simple skill that can generate you way, way, way more than your monthly membership of $39.95. That's all we're charging for the whole system. $10 more if you get our portal. So $50. Listen, I went to dinner the other night for 3 people. We don't even drink. It was like freaking $80 by the time I, did the tip and everything like that. Okay. $50 is absolutely nothing to charge for this system. And here's another great thing about what we do. I know a lot of people, when you think about trading, you think of Wall Street, right? You think about guys screaming in the pit and, wearing suits and 20 monitors, and they're watching every last bit of news. And it's like, you got to, eat, sleep, and breathe this 24/7. That's just not me. That's never, like, I wouldn't want to do this if that's what I had to do. I literally get up and spend, not even anymore, I don't even have to spend any time now. Jason understands this as he's going to start getting the push notifications. Now I don't even have to get up and look at our software. Our software right now, it's beeping in my pocket. It's telling me something's going on. So it's like we get these notifications actually 24/7. Here you go. They're coming up right now. There they all are. They're coming on my phone from Icoinpro, telling me what's going on in the market, tracking everything in real time. Okay. So these notifications come 24/7, 365. You can silence them at night, but the markets are open all the time. And you don't have to be glued to your computer, sitting in front of it 24 hours a day, looking at news, studying all that stuff. When stuff starts happening, we let you know. The system tracks it. It pushes it right to your smartphone. Okay. When the market's hot, you trade. When it's not, I go to the beach. Okay. I don't even think about crypto when I'm not trading. And that's the beauty of what we do and what this system has to offer. Now, what I want to do at this point, I want to bring out my good friend, Paul D'Souza. And I want you to, if you don't mind, Paul, talk a little bit more about the history of the company. And for those who don't know Paul, Paul is an absolute guru when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I mean, this guy saw it all happening with Bitcoin and crypto before almost anybody else. You want to talk about being the smartest guy in the room? Dude, this guy got it early, really, really early. So he's going to just cover a little bit more about his history, how he discovered Bitcoin, how that influenced this company. And then we have some amazing guests that are here tonight, Robert and Jason, who are going to share their stories and why they're excited. And it's going to be very impactful because we have people who are, true long-term traders in this company. And then we also have people who have been in crypto, been around everything crypto that's been going on, been extremely successful, and are now seeing Icoinpro and taking this very, very seriously. So, Paul, with that, I'm going to turn it over to you. You're muted, Paul.
Thanks, Justin.
There we go.
There you go.
So I was first exposed to Bitcoin relatively quite early. It was probably around 2011, but I didn't really pay any attention to it because the person that explained it to me the first time I heard about it, they made it sound very complicated, and in actual fact, to me, it sounded like a video game. It sounded like they wanted me to play like World of Warcraft and mine gold in the game and then sell it to other players for real world money. And that didn't sound like a good way to make money for me. It sounded like a lot of hard work, but they didn't really explain it all that well. And I would just turn it down. And maybe you guys can relate. Like if you guys can think back the first time somebody tried to tell you about Bitcoin, what was your reaction like? Because I'm pretty sure most people would have thought the same as me. Like, this sounds so absurd. What do you mean? Like, this internet money? It made no sense to me. At that time, I was living in the UK, and I had a friend from South Africa moving over to London, and he stayed in my house, and he mentioned Bitcoin to me again, and we got into a little bit of a discussion, and he explained it a lot better, but I wasn't ready for Bitcoin. Or maybe Bitcoin wasn't ready for me, but I was kind of paying attention with half an ear. I just started doing a lot of affiliate marketing, and I really didn't want to put time into learning about this crypto thing. It wasn't until I really needed Bitcoin that I started paying a lot more attention to it. And this was back in I'm going to guess either 2015 or 2016, when I was living in the Philippines. PayPal shut my account down. They didn't understand my business model. At that time, I used to buy and sell a lot of advertising. One of my clients was this man here, Justin Clark, and he reached out. Well, firstly, what happened was PayPal shut my account down, and I had no recourse. Someone's unmuted. Can I mute everybody? Right. So I had no recourse. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't send and receive money. They didn't understand my business model. So I was in a world of hurt, and I contacted my friend Daryl. Said to him, this Bitcoin thing that you told me about, can I use it to send and receive money on the internet? He said to me, it is money. So I said, all right, listen, I'm ready. You guys heard that saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Well, it was pretty much like that. I was at a point where I was ready for Bitcoin. And for 4 hours nonstop, he explained to me how it worked over WhatsApp. And when he was done, I had this epiphany. Like, it was the most profound thing that I had ever come across. And it wasn't just as an investment vehicle. I mean, I didn't even look at that side of it. What I saw something that was going to completely change lives. And it was so many things all at once. And like, one of the big things that appealed to me was that people would be able to send money to other parties without having to ask permission from a bank to do so, right? This peer-to-peer money, it just made so much sense. One of the big factors for me, being from South Africa, a lot of Africans do not have access to regular banking. And and crypto was going to change that, and crypto actually is changing that. So that was like the big thing for me, and I just wanted to tell everybody about it. And then Justin contacted me, wanted me to sell him some advertising. I said to him, sure, but you need to pay me with Bitcoin. And guys, you heard what he said. He was not interested. And I was like, you really need to take a look at this. And so he did. And then off he went to take a look at this Bitcoin thing, and came back to me, and he was pretty excited. And he was like, hey, did you know that you can trade this? I said, yeah, it's like a commodity. And then he was like, I'm going to find a way to be able to trade this. And off he went. And he'd come back to me like every few days and say, I'm making progress, I'm making progress. But in the interim, he was losing heaps of money trying to figure out how to do this. Until the one day he came back to me and he said to me, right, listen, I got it. And I said, well, what have you got? He said, I found a way that to trade Bitcoin, and every time that I try it, it works. So we got super, super excited. Now, back then, there was no Bitcoin academies, there was no Bitcoin schools, there was no crypto courses, nothing. Okay. If you wanted to learn anything about Bitcoin, all right, firstly, you had to read the white paper. And then secondly, you had to search until you found like a video that was done by some dude living in his mother's basement mining crypto. Like there was no schools to teach you about Bitcoin. So Justin and I just decided then, well, listen, why don't we start a company that will help people with crypto? On the one side, we will teach people what crypto is, where it came from, how it's evolved from old money, how that evolved to the point where we have this internet money, and just everything about crypto. So on the one side, we teach them what it was, how it worked, how to use a wallet, and on the other side, we would teach people how to trade. And this is where the micro profit system was invented and how Icoinpro got started. Then we launched in 2017, in May of 2017. And look, we out the gate, we did pretty well in the beginning. And then we came out with the Trade Finder. If you guys do not know what the Trade Finder is, it is our secret sauce. It is why our traders and people like Jason that's on the call here tonight absolutely love it, because it finds trades for you. All right. So this was before AI became a big thing. We had someone use machine learning to try and get a computer to understand technical indicators, which is something that a lot of people don't get. And because they say, well, if you want to be a good trader, you need to figure out technical analysis, and it's not true. So what we did was we got the software that it looks at the technical indicators and figures stuff out for a very specific trade that all our traders know what to look for today. And I promise you, when you see this, you cannot unsee it. I'm stealing words right out of Justin's mouth, but it's a fact. When you see this, you cannot unsee it. And look, since then until now, we've just been adding more modules into the Trade Finder. We've brought out like the RSI spy, which helps you to try and find coins that have been overbought, oversold, which assists in trading as well. We got things like the buddy coin crawler, which looks at Bitcoin's buddies, those coins that move when move huge amounts when Bitcoin moves just a small amount. It's one of Justin's favorite tools as well. And we just keep adding more until we got to the point where we developed our own trading portal that takes our best tools and the Trade Finder and puts it into a simple place for you to be able to trade from. And that is where we are today. We made some big changes in the company beginning of June, which Justin is going to be talking about. But guys, that is how we got started, and this is this is the path that we've taken to get where we are today. It's been a heck of a ride, and you know what? We are only just getting started. Justin and I made a commitment that we would be able to use this company and we would work it until we were able to change 1 million lives. All right. We want to impact 1 million lives across the world and teach people to work for themselves, be like a walking ATM and make money on demand. Anyway, what I am going to do is I'm going to bring out one of our guests. Okay. I'm going to start with Jason. Jason's from Alabama. He joined in March of 2019, and to date, he's made a heck of a lot of money, guys. Like I'm not going to tell you. I'll let him tell his story. Real nice guy. But just hear it from him. Jason, come on out. Tell us your story, man. I'm sure people out there are dying to hear it. You muted, buddy.
Oh,
no, you're fine now.
Okay. Guys, my name's Jason Lancaster. I'm from here in a small town here in Alabama. My story is kind of similar to kind of like Justin. My background, I've been online since 2012, and just kind of like Justin, I became very frustrated with affiliate marketing. I would build momentum up. And a company, you guys know, some of you guys have been in all types of companies, MLMs, different things. And, from compensation plan changes to companies going under to all kind of things. It just kind of started to bother me. And so around 2018, I believe it was June of 2018, I was in a company. Not many people online knew about it. It was called Freester at the time, and then it went under a name change. And me and a partner of mine had built up a pretty good team, had a good group going, and it was really a lucrative program, and it was a blue collar program where people could come in, make money for doing actual work. They could make upwards of $3,000-4,000 a month on the side of their job, and you could build an affiliate. It had an affiliate portion that was very lucrative. And so they were telling us that they were going to go in transition and make it even better. Well, that didn't happen. They did go in transition, but unfortunately, they did work on the back office and made it look like it was going to be paying way more lucrative and going better. And then all of a sudden, they sold out. It turned into something like $10-15 roadside assistance, and there was the end of that. So after that, I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm on swing shift. My goal since I started online was to add another income, but eventually leave my job. Now I had a good middle class job at the time, but I was on swing shift. And if you guys have ever heard of swing shift, it is rough. Swing shift, rotating 12 hours, weeks of overtime. You guys, a lot of you guys probably have wives or husbands that work it, probably know how rough it is. And so, long story short, 2019, I'd kind of seen Justin and others talk about Icoinpro, but I thought it was just education. I had no idea that they had a trading program. And then I watched the 1.5 hour long video on YouTube, and it had all these traders. And I'd always been a fan of Justin's because he didn't know it at the time, but I kind of followed his power line, even though I had never been in an MLM, never was going to join one. I really liked that he brought the power line compensation. I was like, man, that's a good marketing tool. The power line compensation plan. I think that was Justin's first experience with it. I believe. I don't want to speak for him, but that was kind of got me interested too. And so as I watched the 1.5 hour video, I noticed, squeeze bubble 1, 2, 3, the same thing that you'll hear over and over when you guys go through the boot camp. And I've seen all of these successful stories. And I've seen what Lily Cannon done, Monica done, all these people had done. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'd already been in crypto, done some investing. I didn't have a strategy. I would just buy one on a huge dip and just hold and hope it goes up, in a year or two. And then magically it did. Everybody could make money back in those days, and because we're still on the 4-year cycles. But I also lost a lot of profit. And so that's what also got me intrigued about Icoinpro. If I had the knowledge in 2017, I could have made upwards of at least 140, 150% more on my profit if I'd had any kind of knowledge. And I didn't have any knowledge other than what Icoinpro was. I mean, not Icoinpro, cryptocurrencies. And so, make a long story short, I ended up joining Icoinpro in 2019, March. And it was the best decision I ever made, guys. And it totally changed my life. Since joining Icoinpro, I've made well over 6 figures. This year, I'm almost halfway to that 6 figures just in 2024 alone. And you guys, I'm telling you, I've been in a lot of programs. I've seen a lot of easy things that you can make money with. But man, it's hard to beat the micro profit system here with Icoinpro. I don't know of anything that can really beat it. When you factor in the cost, the time spent on each trade, if you really keep up with the math, and once you build yourself up to a decent size account, you guys will start seeing your money per hour gets ridiculous. I mean, if I average my money per hour, I don't even know, it would be in the hundreds. I can pretty much guarantee that, because some months, I mean, get astronomical. And you guys will see that. Right now is a perfect time to join. And as of June of 2022, I left my job and went full time. Have not regretted it for a minute, because this also, they've continuously made this better, guys. They've got the boot camp. We've now got alerts coming out. I mean, it's on a silver platter for you guys, honestly. It doesn't matter what income you're at. You can build this up, and it doesn't take that long if you actually go and use the compound calculator. I don't care if you're starting with $200, $300, $400. You type it in, you follow your plan. As you build your confidence up, you'll start saying, hey, maybe if I lower some of my bills here and there, I can start putting maybe $20, $30, $40, $50 a month into my account. You know, there's just all kind of ways to do it. And like I said, this is the best thing I've ever come across online, to be honest with you. And I've seen everything. And at $40 a month, $10 if you get the trading portal, I don't know of anything that can potentially make you this kind of money for that low a cost. Most of your digital products that are going to make you that kind of money cost 10 and 15 times that, guys. It can get really pricey. Plus, you're going to be spending way more time. I mean, now we have the alerts. So when you get an alert for the trade we use, then you can set your pricing alerts through Icoinpro. So it's not like I think a lot of people think that you're on the charts all day just looking. I don't. I do stay at home a lot during the week, so I can be close by to trade. But I just set my alerts and go about my day. I watch a movie. Like today, if you want me to be honest with you guys, I was on the couch most of the day watching TV, doing some odd and end stuff. And then I may have went outside a few times, you know, messed around with the cat, get out there and weed eat it a little bit. But other than that, I didn't do much all day. So that's the great thing about this, guys. You've got time to do other things too. You can add another string, you know, business, whatever you want to do along with this. This allows you that time, because from my experience in the bull market, you know, this is your busiest time, and it's usually, and Justin can kind of jump in on this too if he wanted to, but usually 3 or 4 months out of the year are our busiest times usually, and then the rest of the time you can definitely have a lot of free time to do anything else you want to do. But I just want to leave you with this: with Icoinpro, guys, you're in an emerging market. So this is huge, huge, huge to know. When you're in an emerging market, you definitely have to have this part of your life. This is where money is made. This is where millionaires are made. These are where people make a lot of money. And the fact that this market right now is it's sitting around close to $2.5 trillion. You're in the baby stages, guys. Very, very early stages. This thing is going to grow. You're going to see it grow year after year. And like I said, let this change your life. Come in, let this kind of get used to it. Because when I first started trading, you know, it takes a little while to let it, 30, 60 days, setting alerts, get used to everything. And then before you know it, 3 or 4 months in, you just wake up and you're constantly checking. Like, I'll be honest, there's some days I don't even have to check my phone. I'm like, I know when the trades, you get the feel of the market. And you know when the trades are kind of coming, and you guys will get that too as you go along. But I just want to thank Justin and Paul for creating this company, because without this, I'd probably still stuck at my job, to be honest with you. So just want to thank them. Can't thank you guys enough, and I'll pass it back to you. Thank you.
Jason, that is phenomenal. Thank you for such a powerful testimonial. Now, just a really, really quick question. Did you need to go do a course on mathematics or economics in order to learn how to trade?
You know what, Paul? I'm so glad you asked me that, because that is the biggest thing I think people are hung up on, and that I think I forget to tell them sometimes. I think they have to have all these decibels and know all these things about crypto and do all this mathematics. No, guys, this is all done in US dollar. This is what makes it so easy. You don't even have to be smart. In fact, this is no joke. Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, Algebra 1 I had to go to summer school for because I was playing sports and I actually failed it and had to go to summer school for it. Algebra 2, I just barely passed by the skin of my teeth. So, and I can show it. I probably have my transcript somewhere around. So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
That is absolutely phenomenal. Really. And you touched on a few things there. Like anybody can do this. It's a skill that you can learn. Because a lot of people, they see the charts and they get so confused and they go, like, maybe I don't have this in me. Guys, we teach you everything from the ground up. We have a boot camp, and that boot camp you can do in an hour, 40 minutes, you'll have it done. That boot camp will teach you the basics of how to trade. And guess what? That boot camp is 100% free. Okay. And you can get access to it and learn the basics of trading crypto. All you need to do, get back with the person that invited you to this presentation and ask them, hey, listen, I need access to that free boot camp. That's all you need to do. All right. And you can get access as soon as today and actually start going through it and learning. And from the basics, you can then jump into our more advanced strategies, which is for our members. And when you become a member, you're gonna get access to the really, really good stuff. Not to say that the boot camp isn't good stuff. A lot of people have actually learned how to trade just by using that, because we do cover the basics. So again, get back with the person that invited you to this presentation and ask them how you can get started today. Right. Our next guest is a gentleman by the name of Robert Raff. All right. Robert has been around in the crypto game for a long time. He speaks the same language as me. A person that I could have conversations for days on regarding crypto and NFTs and blockchain and all the rest of it. But Robert, why don't you come on out and tell everybody a little bit about yourself and why are you so excited about Icoinpro?
Oh, that's not. Am I muted? Can you hear me?
No, not anymore. You're good. You're good.
Check.
Yep.
Take two. Thanks for having me up. I appreciate it, and I'm honored to be here, and seeing the path of how this is growing is pretty cool. You guys are working extremely hard, pushing and pushing and pushing. That's good. We like to see that on this side. So real quick, I'm going to preempt this with, I can't even spell the word algebra, let alone take a class in algebra. So my background is kind of a mixture with everything I've just heard from Justin and Paul. One, I'm a marketer at heart, affiliate marketer, network marketer. I got into crypto back when Bitcoin was about $350. I think I got into probably the first MLM, crypto MLM, I should say. It's called My Bitcoin Team. I think that was back in 2016. Crushed that, but it was pretty much a pyramid scheme. More like a gifting program with crypto, but it was pretty hot back then. But it's all about building, just networks, right? And just talking to people and having them come in. I've launched a couple different tokens. I've been part of one of the first ICOs ever to date. We've raised like 45 million in a week, raising Bitcoin. So I've done just about every aspect. I've got a couple different blockchain projects that I'm currently the founder of now today. So I've got a lot of knowledge as far as blockchain and crypto. Trading, I was going on my path, which was basically, I think this is a good token. I'm going to buy this and try and make some money with it. That doesn't work. Every time I looked at a chart, it would give me anxiety and a headache. It just wasn't my wheelhouse. I wasn't a trader. I was more of, the developer side and inside of the blockchain and building some cool stuff. And I think I got into Icoinpro over a year ago. And I don't think I ever signed into the back end, the back office at all. And I was paying my monthly fee, and just like 85% of everybody else out there, it was a shiny object at the time, and it was just another auto payment. And I probably, every 6 months go through my auto payments and I shut them off and figure out what I'm doing. And it was about a month and a half ago, you guys started getting a little bit more loud, and I was in a different place, and I was willing to accept the training and the trading, and I wanted to get more involved with that. So I dove in, and I quickly went through some parts of this training, and I saw that it was pretty damn good, and it was solid, and I got a couple of ahas, and I think that's what's important, right? So I was able to take those and go right after it, and I started seeing some small wins, like super quick. Got me back in, and then I started digging in more. And anything that you're passionate about and you're talking about to people, the excitement comes out, right? So what's really cool is with other multi-level marketing companies. In fact, I just got hit up today with Super Patch, right? So it's, buy this patch. I don't care how great it is. You're on auto ship. You're buying a product. You're selling some potion or lotion or what have you. This is tied into software in the training, so it makes that transition. I don't even talk about the MLM side or the BizOps side to this because it just happens naturally. It's organic, right? So if somebody talks to me inside of my audience, it's more about, hey, how do I make extra money on the side, or I'm interested in trading. I simply pass a link and say, here you go. Here's everything you need to know and nothing you don't. If you're going to take action, take action. If not, have a good day. Don't hit me back. You're going to hit that link, go through the training. And it just happens from there. It's organic, right? So it's not, I don't even am out there recruiting so much right now on the BizUp side, which is a great opportunity. I think it's going to happen just naturally through what I'm doing over here. Not to say I'm not going to push that, but it's pretty awesome when all of a sudden you wake up and all of a sudden I've got a downline already created for me that you guys are pushing above me, right? So how cool is that? What, you can make a bazillion different ways you can make income with this company, right? They pay you on a matrix. They pay you in a power line. They're paying you that, 15 levels deep. You don't even have to recruit and you can make like $4 or $5 grand a month. That's ridiculous. That will happen once this company will hit a tipping point because all the pieces are in place. So eventually this company will hit that tipping point. And when it does, I know I'm positioned right. So it's just going to naturally fall down. Everyone's going to come in underneath everybody else, whether you recruit or not. On the trading side, that's what I'm more interested in, right? So I enjoy that. It gives me peace of mind. I'm having fun with it. So it allowed me, now I look at a chart and I know what I'm looking at. I don't have the anxiety. I feel more comfortable. I'm confident. So I was able to go in there and I'm killing it. I guarantee you I've made more money in the last 30 days than any brain surgeon out there, period. And that's just what I'm doing on the side. And I'm probably still just scratching the surface. So there's a couple things that I would touch base on, for anybody that's on the fence, if you're listening to this or what have you, if you've been in multi-level marketing companies or this is your first time. So there's two sides to it. So one, you're looking for, a company that has a team behind it, that's there, that's active. Does the compensation plan make sense? Is it sustainable? It's got all these pieces to it. Not only that, but you're not selling a potion or a lotion. You're literally showing someone how to trade, how to make money, a skill set. They come in and it's $49. That's ridiculous. I told Justin the other day, I'm like, what why are you doing this for $49? That training should be a hell of a lot more. Then you should have the software. So kudos to you. Make it work. Make it happen. $49 is a no-brainer because if you can't do a couple trades and have that paid for, you're doing something wrong. You need to go back through that training and kind of soak it in a little bit more. Another thing is when you're dealing with crypto, I can tell you that before you start digging into the trading side, learn the basics of crypto. Learn how to get it, how to secure it, and how to move it around, understand your wallets and stuff like that. That's a big part to this. And I remember like back in, wow, when we launched different tokens, I mean, that was the biggest thing, is just teaching people how to onboard, offboard, what to do with it, your keys, not your keys, where your crypto is. And, you know, you're just dealing with that nonstop. So that's a big piece that everyone should have a very solid understanding when they're converting from, you know, fiat over to digital currency. Other than that, go through that training, and I mean, it's put together. It's literally laid out for you. It's paint by, what is it? Colors? Paint by numbers? Paint by numbers. It's going to show you two little things that's going to give you an aha, and you're going to go, holy shit, this works. That's all you need to know. From there, everyone around you is going to see it, and they're just going to come in. It's like, look, I'm not babysitting anymore. I'm at a point in my life I don't need to babysit. I don't need to do a whole lot. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy the trading. I enjoy the training. I like being a part of something. I'm typically not one that's going to be raising the flag for another company. I've got my own stuff going on, and I'm super busy. This is a solid team. This is a lot of good stuff going on here, and I like the mission. I like that everybody can come in at their own pace, whether, you know, just like Jason, right? Jason said, whether you're coming in with $500 to trade or you're coming in with 50,000, it doesn't matter. It's all up to you. That's why we don't even have to talk about what somebody's making or not on the trading side, because it's really your business. You know, it's not, you know, this isn't the internet marketing world where it's like, oh, I just closed a deal for $10 million a day. So yeah, those are like the points that I would touch base on, as far as there's so many different ways to make money inside of this company other than just the trading side. I focus on the trading side. It's just going to happen organically to where my downline is going to, you know, just come in, because, you know, emotion creates emotion, right? Or commotion creates emotion. And when you're excited about something, everybody around you knows it, and they're going to come in and they're going to see it, and they're going to go, wow, this is really cool. And it takes away all the nonsense. It takes away the anxiety. It gives you confidence. It shows you exactly how to trade. And, you know, just like you said, just like what you're doing, you know, micropayments. I think the hardest thing for me is I'm a degenerate at heart. I mean, I like gambling. So, you know, I have to like kind of reel myself back in, and, you know, you're teaching it very safe and conservative and micro profits, and I'm, you know, balls to the walls, and I want to make as much as I can. So yeah, so it's a great platform, and I don't know if I missed anything, but what I wanted to say, yeah, I don't know. That's it.
Well, listen, that is plenty powerful, and a good insight to how someone who has already been, you know, in the crypto space, and now, are we playing there, Justin? Are you dragging?
Okay.
That's really good insight. You take someone that's more on the developer side, looking at developing blockchain projects and all the rest, and then coming into Icoinpro and going, oh, hold on, I'm going to now use this to start trading. And then you got Robert Raff doing exactly
It's
that.
super cool. It's super cool. It literally simplifies everything. I mean, you can, you know, what can I say that hasn't been said 100 times? But if you're listening and you're just now coming in, take action. It's literally come through this training. You're going to spend, I mean, just be upfront. You're going to spend $99 to get in. You're going to spend $49 a month. If you can't afford that, this isn't for you. But this is a life-changing skill set that you're going to have forever. What's that worth to you?
Yep.
If it's not worth $49 a month, then, you know, go sell shoes at Shoe Carnival or something.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Robert, thank you so much. And guys, what Robert said about when you know, like teaching people how to use wallets and so on. Guess what Icoinpro has in our core section? We've got an entire section that explains to people where crypto came from, where it's going, as well as all the need to know stuff like security, how to keep your crypto secure, how to send and receive crypto, and all the rest. And yeah, so it is one thing that we do try and teach people is be safe when using crypto, how to onboard, and all the things that Robert mentioned during his little moment there. But Robert, thank you so much. Very insightful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Oh no, it was so awesome to have you on here. It was, I mean, because you and I have chatted a few times, but never got to do this. So for me, it's an absolute pleasure to meet people, and you're a very interesting guy. So yeah, hopefully we're going to get you on again sometime. We're going to lean on you and say, hey, listen, come on and chat some more. We're going to rotate some people and so on, and absolutely, we'll be reaching out to you.
Awesome.
Right, guys. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to hand over to Justin. Justin's got a few things to share, and then he is going to then end off with our standard disclaimers, because we are talking about money, guys, and you need to understand that we are not offering financial advice whatsoever. So Justin, over to you, sir.
Yeah, and it's really great. If you want to pull me up, Paul, so we don't zip each other around. Thanks. It's awesome, Jason. Man, it's been such a great journey, dude. Congrats on everything. You totally deserve it. And I mean, how much we've been able to do before we had the portal, before we had the push notifications. I mean, the sky is absolutely the limit now that we're putting all these technologies together for everything. And Robert, it's really an honor to have you on here with your background and everything. And then, being here and talking about how impressed you are with what we put together here. And I think one thing too that is so important is not only is it about, how much money you can make trading with Icoinpro. Think about how much you can save by just not making those dumb crypto mistakes. When you know how to look at the charts, right? And see some of the stuff. And I'll tell you, there's a couple trainings I'm thinking of that are in there that honestly, for people who are crypto investors, people who have larger amounts of money that they're playing with, the amount you could save and the heartache and stuff like that.
You should have just filmed me, put a camera on me for the last 6 months. Yes. This is what not to do.
Yes, dude, I'm telling you. And once you get through this training, it really helps you, see things in a different way, kind of through a different lens, and just not make, certain mistakes afterward that are really going to give you better entries into projects you're interested in. Right. And then also prevent you from buying the absolute top of the coin. I mean, or potential top, So, and for all those who are traders with the micro profit system, right now I'm exhibiting such great self-control by not looking at the charts. Jason, I know what you're doing, but I'm just telling you, the system works. When those alerts go off, it means that stuff is going on. All right. So, okay. So let me get back to the whole situation at hand that we are dealing with here, which is why is everybody here at Icoinpro right now? I mean, we're 7 years old, right? What's going on? Well, there was a major change that we did in the beginning of June, where there was another company that's in this industry that happened to go to over 1.2 million members in a very short period of time, breaking all records, a little over 50 months. And, it was something I'd never seen in network marketing's history in now, my gosh, what are we over, 20 years, almost 25, 26 years, been doing this full time. So fortunately, the owner of that company is a very good friend of Paul and myself. And we reached out to him. We said, man, how did you do that? And more importantly, how could you do something like that for Icoinpro? So he actually helped us craft this business model that we have right now with this power line driven matrix compensation plan. And you're literally here right now hearing about the launch of this plan that can potentially put tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people in this company over the next 12 to 24 months. And we've coupled that also with our course now takes 1 week to learn how to trade part-time. Okay. 1 week to change your life. All right. And on top of that, the third thing I think that's driving our company right now is our technologies. We are absolutely hitting our stride. We're making this simpler for everyone to get access to, get notifications for, and just simplifying everything more and more and more for the average person to be able to have access to this. So, you know, if you've ever missed out on an opportunity and getting in early, now is your chance. And if you missed out on that other company that went to over 1 million people, all right, because maybe you underestimated it, well, you've got a second chance, and you don't often get second chances in life. So what's so exciting about the Trade Finder kicking out these potential trades for you 24/7, 365. On top of that, now we have this new marketing plan. And in fact, when you put your name in and got that free boot camp, we actually put you into a free temporary position in our company-wide power line. And with millions of people that are learning about cryptocurrency worldwide and want to learn how to profit from it, they will be placed below you in that power line. Now, tonight is Wednesday night. This is the cutoff date. It's a chance for you to lock in your position, or you can miss out. Everyone who locks in their position by becoming a member of Icoinpro for just $99.95 and just $39.95, you move to the top of the power line before everybody else who waits. Now, those people are then placed into our fast-filling 2x15 forced matrix before all of the other people below them in the power line in the highest available position based on their enroller. And the way our compensation plan works, everyone has just 2 frontline positions. So once those 2 spots are filled, the only place everybody else can go is under the ones who are already in there. So if anyone is placed under you in the matrix, whether you personally introduced them or they were enrolled by people above you in the matrix, you will get paid on them. In fact, just one person who goes to work could potentially earn you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a month, even if you don't enroll anyone yourself. And if you do choose to share this opportunity with others, you can earn significantly more with the most powerful matching bonuses in the industry. Just by enrolling 2 people, you literally triple your earning potential. Now, with thousands of people joining Icoinpro in the next 24 months, the only place that they can go is in the matrix under the ones who are already in. So the sooner you lock in your spot, the higher you will be positioned. Now, tonight is the night. It's the cutoff. So you got to make the decision to get started tonight. As Wayne Gretzky once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So don't lose before you even begin by not taking action. Take your shot, get started tonight, and it will be one of the best decisions that you will never regret. I promise you. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to put a short disclaimer up here at the end, and we will be seeing you on Facebook and the forum and welcoming you to the Icoinpro family. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Justin?
Yep, I'm putting this up. I realized I could not do it in Chrome.
I thought you were trading.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, man. I am seriously had to resist that during this. So, but I'll get onto it right here afterward. All right, everybody. Just give me one.
Here comes the disclaimer.
Yep. Here it comes. All right. Pardon my technical difficulties here, everybody. Here it comes.